Ògúndìjì, jagunjagun tó lókun tó lóògùn, ọ̀tá pẹ́tẹ́pẹ́tẹ́pẹ́tẹ́ nírinṣẹ́ Arábàmbí. Tìbọn tàdá ló ń ja ogun. Ògúndìjì ní ìránṣẹ́ alágbára gbogbo. Bá orí tagìrì àwọ̀ òwú kí ó sí Ògúndìjì ogun òṣẹ́.
Ogun alára àbáwọn lọ, ogun ajẹ́rò àbáwọn lọ, ogun mọ́dẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ ìṣògùn gidi. Alright guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Femi Adebayo. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to keep seeing updates like this. Here we bring to you movie reviews, vlog, Lagos tour, and name it, whatsoever it is. But today I've got something very, very nice. Drum roll. Alright, it's the popular movie written by Femi Adebayo, Jagun Jagun. That's actually open the series. Ogun alára àbáwọn lọ, ogun ajẹ́rò àbáwọn lọ, ogun mọ́dẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ ìṣògùn gidi. I think that's actually like my best song in the movie. Like I like the way Mr. Macaroni and his cohorts, composed that song and gave us something very, very meaningful. Alright, so Jagun Jagun is an epic movie. It's written and produced by the popular Femi Adebayo, and I must actually comment that he did a really, really great job in that movie. When we saw Ageshin Kole, not Ageshin Kole because I used to call it Ageshin Kole, when he produced and brought out Ageshin Kole, we actually thought, yeah, this is a very wonderful movie coming from Femi Adebayo, and we didn't know, little did we know that he was bringing something massive. Like, this actually goes beyond I didn't expect it. Yes, he's a good writer, he's a good producer. I must give it to him there. He really did a wonderful job. Like, what was he thinking? Because you see, when I look at this Jagun Jagun, to me, it's an epic movie. The settings is in all those, village, but even though it is an epic movie, to me it is symbolic. It actually represents it's a pictorial representation of a country. When you say there was a country, so Jagun Jagun itself is a book, or let me say, it's a movie written to depict the history and the story of Nigeria. You know how we do it here. I'll first tell you about the plot summary, the whole movie, so that if you've not seen it, you won't feel left out. Don't worry, it's a movie you should see, but even though you've not seen it now, you won't feel left out or something. So, first off, the way the movie was, the opening, I like the fact that there was a storyteller who acted as, we call it epilogue, the prelude. Yes, it's the introduction, the way Femi Adebayo himself was introduced. What's his name? Ògúndìjì, and oh my God, it was. I think that movie should be casted in one of the best movies of 2023. Yes, I'm giving it up for them. They really tried, all the cast and everything. So the plot summary is that there's this powerful warrior, a dreaded warrior, who happens to be the tools of all in the movie of kings, but in contemporary world of politicians. So he happens to be the tool of every powerful man in that country, in that nation, in the world, in the movie. Yeah. So whenever any of the king wants to overthrow someone, like most of the kings that we saw in this movie, the throne was not rightfully theirs. So because they wanted to overthrow or overpower the rightful owner of the throne, the best person for them to call was Ògúndìjì, the dreaded warrior. Now, Ògúndìjì, don't forget, is represented by Femi Adebayo himself. And I like the fact that he did not act as the hero, he acted as the villain. Yes, I like that part because you don't need to be the writer to be the villain. So I feel like the best person to take that role also is Femi Adebayo himself. I would have said it's Odunlade Adekola, but I like the role Odunlade Adekola was given in this movie. I mean, I can't even remember his name. I'm not even sure he had a name in that movie. But you know, after the introduction of Ogudiji, the next scene, I mean, the opening scene was we saw a village, and then with people that came to wage war against them. Who happens? Their leader happens to be Odunlade himself. So I like his action. You know now, Odunlade is always a man of action. He doesn't slow on this. Yes, so he gave it to us back to back, like what we expected. And I like the fact that he wasn't giving much role. And I kind of feel like the person doing the voice over was Odunlade Adekola, but at some point I feel like it's possibly Lateef Adedimeji. I feel like he's the one. At some point I felt like it was also Femi Adebayo himself. I like the fact that they kept us in the dark. They didn't let us guess in that aspect. So it's actually a wonderful thing. So at the end of it, you know, Ogundiji sees himself as a god. Yes, that's the character he portrays. He has this ego. He sees himself as a god. Like after him, there's no other person. So he felt like he could do whatever he feel like. Like, of course, I'm the most powerful warrior. Whoever tries to challenge me, the person is God. I like the fact that at the end of it all, you know, as we do say, what do they call it now? Nemesis. Nemesis is the end product of every man. So whatever you do, always remember that there's something waiting for you. Don't just think you do anything and go scot. At the end of it all, it was Botija that happens to be his nemesis. So of course we have the villain, and at the same time we have the nemesis. As most literature stone would like to call it, they call them to protagonists. But in this scene, you know, the scene did not open on him, so we can't even say is the protagonist. But I feel like he's the nemesis, he's the punishment, the outcome of every of Ogundiji's atrocities. Yes, he was put in that light, and I like you know, he gave it his all. I love every scene of, in fact, all of the cast. Is it Bimbo Ademoye? Is it Femi Abalogun? Is it Bukumi Oluwashina? Is it Mr. Macaroni himself? Is it Itele? Look at all of these people. They had their role. They read the script, and they are the definition of I read the script, I delivered the script. You know, it's a definition of what do they call it now? Job done, sealed, and delivered. They all deliver, and I must say that I'm impressed by this short piece put together by Femi Adebayo. Yes, so let's watch this scene and see what's up with it. I'll be right back. Stay tuned and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll be right back.
Etí yín ti, mo ní ẹ dákẹ́jẹ́jẹ́. Ìtì bá tún gbọ́ tó tún ṣe hà tàbí tó ṣe hùn nínú yín yóò dákẹ́ títí láéláé. Kábíyèsí, ọba Káyéjà, adé ìṣẹ̀ǹbáyé ti ìlú Ìdá.
I feel like this movie is actually written for the benefit of the youth, both the youth and even the old elderly ones in this in Nigeria, because we are sleeping and they said G Masu. We're already sleeping, because if you look at it, all right, so the last scene, or let me say the second to the last scene, where Ogundiji comes with Agemo in his hands, which happens to be Royogoki, so represented by the Oluwashino. There was a point he had to look into the camera. To me, that's actually a reawakening to our minds that we are sleeping. The youth should not sleep. These are the people that wọ́n máa fi ọmọ wọn sílé, wọ́n ní ọmọ ọlọ́mọ là ń ránṣẹ́ dé tòlùtòlù. You have your own child, but you prefer to send another person's child on a deadly errand because you know that you don't give a shit about it. So I feel like consciousness in the movie is top notch. Like I said, it is a call to the youth, every youth outside there. This movie is a call to them, calling them to stand and fight. When I saw this scene, it reminded me of this Lekki Toll Gate massacre of 2020, and at that point in time, I had to pause. I paused, and when I remembered, I feel like we are all Nigerians and we are one. And in this case, it has touched every soul. Somebody's friend, somebody's brother, somebody's son, somebody's husband, somebody's fiancé, somebody's wife was there, somebody's mother, somebody's father was at that Lekki toll gate and a victim till now. So I feel like it's a call out to everybody. It reaches out to the inner mind of every Nigerian. Every Nigerian. Like, I feel like we have been silent for so long. We've been so silent. You know, whatever comes our way, Nigeria is a cruise nation now. We want to cruise it off and do all of that. So I feel like we have been silent for too long, and this movie is actually reaching out to us that the silence, what has it done for us so far? Where has it gotten us to? And you see, when in the regard of, you know, Obudiji using ìròyìn Obukitan as his own what do I call it now, death tool. We never knew ìròyìn Obukitan was Agemo in the movie until the scene where she had to go and fight Botija. And Botija was even confused, like, oh, Obudiji, what did I do? Kí ni mo ṣe? You sent me to go and wage war against them in a J village, and I've done that. I've done what you want me to do. What did I? You see, I see Obudiji here as an egoistic person. He's territorial. He's an autocrat. Yes, he's an autocrat. He's territorial autocrat, and he does not want anybody to actually challenge his ego. That, and you know, when I remember I said Botija happened to be his nemesis in the movie. So when Botija challenged his power, he started from where he was able to challenge people that came, the gods that turned themselves to men, 3 men that came to attack Funto. Yes, you know, when they came to attack and he was able to revoke them because he could speak to trees. Yes, that's one of the attributes of Botija. He could, because every child from Lagbayi village must know the name of every wood. So they are wood carvers. So right from birth, in fact from his story, when they waged war against their town, against their village, he started as hiding in a tree, and that was how he was able to escape. So when he challenged Ogudiji's ego, he felt threatened. In fact, Adebayo Salami was the one that spoke to him after the whole stuff, because after he saved his wife Funto from being killed, then they had another like, you know, School of Warrior. You know, that part actually reminded me of all these Korean movies that we see where they have warriors that come to train. Yes, that was actually where, I think that was the second scene after we saw when Iwa Ademola's town was invaded by what's his name again, Odunlade Adekola. So at that point we saw them sitting outside the gate. It was like a school. Yes, everybody wants to go and learn how to fight from the great warrior. So in fact, when this scene opened, I actually felt Obudiji was a warrior, but on the cause of good, like fighting for the good of everybody, because the way he was portrayed did not tell us, so we were not informed. I actually like the scene. I like the stuntsmen that they put. Everybody tried. No, they didn't care if they were the minor cast. If I don't see anybody in this movie as a minor cast, because they all gave it their best. They all gave it their best, and yes, I give them 100 over 100 there. In fact, everybody, like even the ones that they would not know that the camera was concentrating on them, that it was intentional, I give them 100 over 100. So the second part was where you know, his wife asked him first, Photo, that I should talk pẹ̀lú Botija ni. I thought you were going to give him something small, like a little gift, and the guy was like, checking bury mi fún ni. Of course we did not, but you know, every act of gratitude goes a long way. So the second part was where, you know, during that contest of warriors, there's this thing that they have to throw arrow into different ropes. Let me say into different circles. And you know, now it's wood. The arrow is carved with wood. So he had to speak to the arrow, and entered, none of them could achieve that. And we saw where Ironiyogun Kiton was actually telling him that no one has ever achieved that, no one has ever done that. So to everybody, it's actually a great quest and it's a great feeling. So at the end, we see where Adebayo Salami was actually advising Ogundiji to get rid of the boy because that àbá tí kékeré wọ́n ní àti kékeré la ti ń pẹ̀ka àrókò tó bá dàgbà tó kó má lọ di nǹkan tó máa dí ọlọ́run. So he had to advise him on that he should find something to do else this one will be your downfall. And at the end, what happened? He was his downfall. So when we talk about the props, the costume, the color, in fact, the language really did justice to the language. They did not murder Yoruba for us. And thank you guys for that. Thank you for not murdering Yoruba for us. Now, the costume. I mean, I was actually watching, I think it was on my Instagram story, I saw this Adedimeji's post of, behind the scene. I always love to watch behind the scene. It makes me feel like, yes, I was here when they were producing the movie. And, I saw where, I don't know the guy's name, but it tagged him and it was like, I see you, that guy did a good job. I saw where he was holding bottle to pop up, something like blood. That place where they were fighting and it felt like, how were these people achieving this blood effect? The effect is, I score it. I don't care what anybody wants to tell me at this point. I scored this movie. If there's anything like 100/10, like rate it 10, I rate it 100/10 because it is giving. Starts with the, like I said, Ozilla J, starts with it came with the vibe, with the energy. I love it. And yes, the editor did a nice job. I like the fact that when what do they call him now? Ogundiji, at every of his entrance, there's always drama. It is dramatic. It is very, very dramatic. So I like the fact that the costume is top notch, the language, the editing, everything. I like in fact, gone are those days where we were young and they would do a tribal mark or probably whatever mark they want to give to a child or an actor, and we always know that, of course, this is so obvious that one guy doing it now. But in this case, what is step up? Nollywood is coming, as in, it's coming. You're not ready. They are not ready for what Nollywood is bringing. I swear that they're not ready. And I'm loving it that Yoruba too is entering this Nollywood world. Oh my God. So, the costume, the clothes, the makeup, I don't know if it was the camera that make it dark. This is not my area of specialization, so I wouldn't know. But I don't know if it is an effect that made it look like, yes, it's in the old setting, like a movie that we watched around probably 1999 or something. So I like, the Maggi, the spice, the seasoning that was added to the movie. They all contributed to the success of this movie. And yes, the sound effect also. The sound effect. I love sound. I'm a lover of sound. Yes, and I'm actually trying to work on that personally. So I love, the freedom, the sound, like it calls onto your it calls your attention. Like you have to see this. I can't just imagine myself being far away and then I hear the opening of Jagun Jagun, Ogundiji, the mighty warrior. And I will not talk back like, hey, what is going on there? Let us see the movie together. So it's a movie everybody must watch. Yes, I'm rating it a 10/10. And yeah, I was seeing some people talking about it should have a part 2. To me, as a lover of horror movie, because I love watching horror movie, usually that's the way it ends. So the fact that I don't know his name, Ibrahim Chatta, I've forgotten his name in the movie now. It was not in the movie until, so that felt like a prologue. Yes, a prologue. Like when he came and I see him as a beckoner. He beckoned onto Ogundiji's spirit. I mean, Ogundiji is a powerful warrior. You cannot just come and say he just died like that. No, something must happen. If it is his spirit that will be turned into a god, maybe a god that will be visiting people's wrath, or a god that they will be calling to come and fight on somebody's behalf. Agemo died. They tried to, revive the spirit and all, but nah, it was futile. But the fact that, I just, in fact, I applaud that ending. It came. Oh, good yo! I'm already seeing myself in the cast. So I love that. So to visit the theme in the movie, the theme of love, yes, in between Iroyo, Bukito, and Botija. In this case, see, my dear ladies, my dear fellow ladies, at this point I will tell you, at some point, don't wait until the guy will come and shoot his shot. If you are waiting, well, you will remain single forever. That's actually on a lighter note, but I like the fact that feminism was displayed. Yes, feminism was displayed in the movie. Iroyo Bukito was the one that went to meet Botija herself. That it was said, "You do my own." Yes, she punished him. By the end of it, like, what happened? It is suffering before love, and yes, it felt like their love was divine. And also in between Gbogumi and Bimbo. I've forgotten Bimbo Ademoye's name in the movie, but you know, there was love between them. If there was no love, there was no way he would listen when he said, "A fẹ́ lọ kógun ja ìlú ìyá ìyàwó mi." There was love there, and there was also love, not to lie, ká má parọ́, ká má jalè. There was love between Funto. Funto loved, don't let me say love between. Funto loved Ogundiji with all her heart, because if she did not love him, she would not give out her womb for Ogundiji's power. Her womb happens to be the source of power, and they vowed that they will not give birth. So in that case, that's where betrayal enters. You know, when we look at this thing, I ask myself, what is going on? A woman was betrayed in Ijakumo. A woman was betrayed in Kunle Afolayan's movie. A woman was also betrayed now in Jagun Jagun. Women, it's time to think. Ronu, Obirin, Ronu. They come and tell you, fear women, fear women. At the end of it all now, it is fear men. Now, anybody that doesn't see that movie from the beginning, they will say, a woman betrays so person. Have you tried to weigh out the offense of that man? I mean, Femi Adebayo was betrayed deeply. She felt so betrayed because they both agreed that after she uses her womb for his power, for Ogundiji's power, both of them are going to stay without a child. And Ogundiji now went behind her back to now have a child somewhere else that none of them even knew about. And then he was there sending Kito on deadly errands to go and fight wars. In fact, I was correct, Bukumi Oluwashina here. I did not know that our woman was a stunt puller. Bukumi pulled stunts like Oshe. Also, the search and hunger for power. What it will make you do. I mean, look at it. Botija had the power. I mean, yes, he had the power to speak to words, but he lacked the ability to fight. So he was in search of the power to fight. Meanwhile, Ogundiji was in search, and he was hungry for power too. He just wanted to be the Almighty One. Meanwhile, it is only God that is the Almighty One. And to the point, it became something that he needed to do, and now used his wife's womb. I mean, no matter how powerful you are, how will you not want to have a child of your own in this world? Anyways, I guess it's because they already figured out that we should try and do it. So to me, it is Femi Adebayo that loves Ogundiji. It is Funto that loves Ogundiji, and not the other way around. So I also see the theme of war. Yes, war was looming everywhere. From Modede Kingdom to Lagbayi Kingdom to several kingdoms to Ajay village. War everywhere, here and there. So I see the theme of war. So it was just like any person, anybody that was the king at that point must always have a backup of people that are fighting, so that at any point in time, Ogunle Wolu, you're ready, your soldiers, your warriors, they are ready for battle. So that's a theme, and I feel like it's deep Yoruba thing. So it was, yes, it takes us back to the roots. Thank God we are in the era of peace now. Shami, for peace, so. And also we see the theme of honesty, yeah, honesty and integrity. That is the part of Gbotija. Yes, Gbotija happens to be, even despite his powers, he was not blinded by, you know, the atrocities of this world. He was not blinded by the atrocities of his boss, of Ogudiji. That's not what I'm saying. He was not blinded by that. He still stood his own ground, which was why he was able to stand up against Iroyin Ogunkitan when he brought pap and akara, that two people will share one akara and one eko. He said no. And so even to the point of death, when he was tied to a tree and they were beating him, he said no. If he dies, or Timaku, or Mimolo. And you know, at this point, you see a change in character, a change in reaction to our dearly beloved Kito. He fell in love with an akíkanjú ọkùnrin. So that is there, the theme of honesty. He stood for honesty, and I feel over them all, over the atrocities, over the wickedness, over the dethronement, over the betrayal, honesty will always thrive. Honesty will always win. I think this is a take home for everybody. Honesty will always win. And yes, so Jagun Jagun in general, because I'm analyzing it for you guys now. If you don't have a Netflix login, go and meet your friend, but now ask you to do Netflix and chill, sha. So go and watch Jagun Jagun. The aim was watch for every Yoruba out there, not just Yoruba, every Nigerian, every Nigerian, because it's a call to action. I like the fact that yes, Mr. Macaroni was used in this movie. Oh my god, I did not get to talk about their roles together. I don't know their name. I tried to get their name at the end of the movie. I saw it, but I cannot remember. You know, the way Kunle Afod acted, even while he was thrown inside the cell, he was eating. But Tawani Gbotija. Ṣé ọ̀nà tí wọ́n wà in charge oúnjẹ ni? Sorry, they did not use in charge, but I cannot remember. But I love their, you know, talk about the cast. I've already added it up in all of this discussion. Bimbo Ademoye, Odunlade Adekola, Lateef Adedimeji, boss! Therefore, I give it to you because, you know, he delivered. He ate it. When I say he ate, it did not remain any crumble. Or deliver. Like, yes, so Lateef Adedimeji, Femi Adebayo, the villain. Somehow, sometimes, I like when the villain is at work, and I like what the villain did. I like his cast. Sorry, that does not mean I'm a bad person, but sometimes a villain in a movie is always for a purpose. I mean, without him in the movie would not have been interesting. We are just watching a good girl movie, a good man movie. It wouldn't have been interesting. It wouldn't have even worth my time, me sitting down to analyze it and make a review on it like this. So he delivered. Bimbo Ademoye, yeah! I was actually like, why? Why was she acting all gentle? But then it was the script, it was a character. But you see where I got drawn again to my girl, to Bimbo Ademoye, was where she screamed, "Don't me, Jesus! Oh my God!" Yes, I love her cast in that movie. I love this guy. I don't know his name. This guy that is also a small villain that came to fight. Are you foolish? How will you come and fight war in the school of warriors? You are dead, gone, whoever sends you. And yes, I forgot to mention the theme of love also. Yes, I forgot him, but I think it was a comic relief in the movie. That part of the comic relief where Agbeloba, yes, where Agbeloba represented by Boli Agba, whenever Femi Adebayo was thinking, I think he achieved the effect there where Boli Agba was, you know, he came as an Agbeloba. He was in love with a girl who was in love with somebody else. But you might tell him, you know, at the end of it, what happened? Yes, our fiancé, our lover was killed. I felt so touched at that point. I want to cry. I felt so touched, but that's also the theme of love in that movie. And yes, when she wanted to fight, Korola Meji, she don't think about it twice. She just went out all for her love. So the comic relief in the movie was the part of Woli Agba. See that way he was dancing. What was going on? And then the girl came, oh funny like gave him his size, abused him very well. Yeah, he was tiny, he knows kingdom, he knows house. And I like the fact that for your mother, she was like, don't carry this thing away. Don't carry the food stuff you brought. Don't carry it away. Don't worry, I'll talk to her. Mothers. Mothers, this is for you. So it was a comic relief in the movie, and I like every scene, the flashback, the story of Ademo, that's Iroyin Olukitan, a childhood, and what we made to understand. So when they say I should rate this movie, of course, I rate it a 10/10. If you now ask me, oh, am I expecting a part 2? Obviously, no. No, no, no. I love the way it ended. Yes, I love the fact that Ogundiji's spirit was beckoned onto, was called back into life. Thank God did not show us. So in fact, the ending is for you to, is for the viewers, discretion. Guess whatever you want to guess. It's a game of guess. So guess it. It's nobody's business. So I like it. I like the fact that it ended it that way. And yes, that I've come to the end of my movie review for Jagun Jagun. Stay with me while I bring to you more reviews like this. If you enjoyed today's episode of movie review, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button to get more updates. We'll also be bringing to you live events, red carpet events happening around Lagos. As a vlogger now. So hit the subscribe button, and then by next week I'll bring to you Orisha. Stay with us, and then till next week again, I remain Moyosoro Oluwa Ogunyemi. I'm representing the AMO TV. Bye.